If you don't already know this, every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, I do a live call. That live call is in SME Market. Every call is recorded. We've got almost a year's worth of calls. And tomorrow, we're going to focus on seller financing. I get a lot of questions about seller financing, tips, tricks, how to use it, how to not use it, how to sell it to the seller is actually beneficial to them. There's a lot of benefits to why a seller would want to use seller financing. One of the key reasons is you can defer some of the taxes. So if you're doing seller financing, I'm selling a business, instead of getting $2 million cash up front and getting all that taxed in 1 year, I could do a big chunk of that in seller financing, maybe spread out over 7 years. And now I've deferred those capital gains for 7 years, right? And so there's a lot of benefits to seller financing. We'll also talk about how to use it as a down payment. The law that just changed in June of 2025 that I mentioned on a previous call, up until June of 2025, and it was really just for a few years, you could get a seller to keep a standby, meaning no payments on that portion of the loan for 2 years, and you can use it as your entire down payment. So 2 years, really up until June of 2025, if someone gave you a 10% seller note with 2-year standby, the whole thing could be your down payment. You could come up with no cash to buy the business, no down payment. Now, what they've limited it to is the seller has to actually keep that seller deferred for 10 years. So it actually makes it a lot harder, right? Because what seller is going to wait 10 years to start taking collections on the payment? Now, there's ways around this, and I'll tell you a couple of them. The first thing is, an easy yes for a seller is offer over asking price. Make that portion that you're offering over asking price part of the seller note that's deferred for 10 years. It's a win-win for them. Yeah, they got to wait 10 years, but you're offering over asking, so they're already getting more than what they wanted. Second way to do it is you can also have side deals. Now, this is not something the SBA is normally going to be aware of. You're going to be doing what's called side agreements. A lot of buyers do this, but you basically would have a side agreement saying, in the eyes of the SBA, we're going to do a 10-year deferred payment, but in the relationship that you and I have on a side agreement, I'm going to pay that sooner. So I don't normally advise that because I don't like doing side agreements, but it does happen in M&A a lot, especially in the small business world. So those are just a couple of things, but we're going to talk in depth about the terms you should offer, what interest rates, how to negotiate this, and ultimately how to sell it to the seller as something they should be doing to help make sure that you get the deal approved by the SBA and ultimately close on the business.